through money did your ex find out? Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a VeVe OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. I want to say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. It's been so long. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Me and Mr. MC1 will be having a talk, and throughout this talk, we will answer some of the questions. We want to make sure it gets heard, a super chat, and we'll get to it as quickly as we can. But we do have a couple of things to go over here. Before Mr. MC1 gets in, I do want to start and take a look at Definity real quick, because Definity is outside of OMI and one other thing. It's one of my biggest positions, and it's like, well, Chavez, are you able to really buy that? Because I can't find anywhere. It's not on Coinbase. It's not on anything right now. Right now, it's just on PancakeSwap and Uniswap, and the volume on that today was $20,000. So it's not like you can go and just take 100 grand and just launch it in, like you can with like Flow or Illuvium or something like that. That's on a bunch of exchanges. Get it on Coinbase Wallet, and that it's up 7% today. It's a good time. But anyway, let's take a look at OMI real quick, and I'll be going over this at length with Mr. MC1. But right now, we'll just take a look at it for the day. And it's down 3% on the day to almost 2-year lows at 00053, 5348, but rounded down, it's 00053. And it's like, okay, well, what do? Do you go in and sell now? It's at 2-year lows. A lot of the crypto market has, like, let's say in the top 100, they've recovered. Bitcoin's near all-time highs. Ethereum's close, but Bitcoin has had those ETFs be approved, and the Ethereum, even though some ETFs are approved, they haven't really been started to buy yet. Then you have companies like Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, right? They go in and they leverage some of the company to buy Bitcoin, and then they leverage the Bitcoin to get more cash to buy more Bitcoin. And a lot of people said he was crazy for a little while for doing that. And then suddenly all the Bitcoin he bought at 15K suddenly did like a nice 4X, and everyone's, oh, man's a genius. So now you have other companies that's going and doing that as well. And other companies, and they might be small, but eventually some big companies will do that too. And at some point, a lot of companies will do that. And after that happens, and suddenly Bitcoin gets inflated, like Bitcoin probably should go to 150 or 250,000, but it probably shouldn't go to 500,000 this time around. But it might, just because you have all of the people that are doing that. You have the ETFs buying. And again, green candles beget green candles. So that's what's going to happen as well. But what happens to the rest of the market after that goes on and you have that bubble? Well, eventually bubbles pop, but you also have people selling at various points. Imagine buying right now and selling at 300,000. Okay, you have a nice bit of money. Where's that going to go? Likely to things that haven't pumped yet. I was going over with a couple of friends. Okay, what's the they're saying, are we crazy? No, we're not crazy. It's just we're super early, at least in the bull market. We're not early as opposed to, you could have been here for X amount of years at this point. But let's get Mr. MC1 on the stage. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Randy, how you doing, man? It's great to be on this space with you, man.
Yeah, you too. It's been a while. Has it? No, I feel like we've been on a couple weeks ago.
We spoke a couple days back, I think, maybe a week back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just got your text message saying joining. So I was just going over OMI, undervalued, overvalued, stuff like that. So there's something that OMI and VeVe can't really be compared to a lot of other companies because the space is relatively new.
Yeah.
I think that they're the best in the space. So it's not like people like to compare NVIDIA to like Cisco, right? Because Cisco just did a lot of the same things, and they're still a valuable company, but they're not where they were. They're not at the market cap that they were X amount of years ago. So VeVe, on that hand, they had a really good 2021 and 2022, and a lot of people are thinking, okay, crypto has just had this interoperability that they're doing, and I would say it's light interoperability because of the reasons we'll go over. But a lot of people say, okay, crypto is now moving forward. Why can't VeVe do this? They have, crypto is less money. They have less users, less whatever. Let's play these dominoes out, because it's one thing where we just instinctively know, okay, it's one thing, but it's one thing to go over that. the interoperability that everyone was seeking, did they get it? Or is it just one stepping stone to what they really want?
Look, so a couple of things. First things first, we all want self-custody, right? We want safe self-custody. We all want, or most of us want interoperability. Most of us want, I shouldn't say all, most of us want interoperability. Most of us want, a lot of other, we want ownership, right? And so before we kind of go into anything, VeVe or not VeVe or whatever, you got to tip your hat to Cryptoys for what they've done. It was really very, very smart. It's a very intelligent solution, what they've come up with. They've solved a specific, use case and a problem that at least VeVe wasn't able to solve. And if their goal is to kind of, appeal to some VeVe people or, whatever, I think they've definitely done that, right? Now, others have been doing it for a long time with a lot of other stuff. But I think the complexity here is the following, right? Disney will not allow you to own their intellectual property. It's going to be a license. It's going to be a limited license. It's going to be a limited license that you cannot even sub-license. And the ownership of the IP is exclusively Disney's. It's not, you cannot own it. They're not going to give it to you. And I think a lot of the others, big IPs are going to be in the same bucket. Somebody has to crack the code on it. And I don't know when they will, but the best way to understand, I think, this Cryptoid solution, and not hate here, man, because I love these guys. They did a great job, right? But it's important to freaking, there's a lot of people who think that you suddenly own Disney. No, you don't. I put it in my MetaMask wallet, I own it. No, you don't. So the logic is very simple. They basically, very clever. They've said, look, every Cryptoid is in two parts. There's a token and there's content. So the token is called digital token. The content is called digital collectible. And they say, you own the digital token, but you don't own the digital collectible. But by owning the digital token, you have the limited license to the digital collectible part of it, right? Now, it's kind of like a Dove bar, man. You own this, you own the stick, but you don't own the ice cream, right? The ice cream comes with a stick, but you don't own it,
You're making me hungry.
If you take that stick the wrong place, if you take a Dove bar the wrong place, the ice cream will go. You're left with a stick in your hand. That's kind of how it is, and it's brilliant. And anyway, look, so I love what they've built. I have a lot more respect, I should say, now for the guys at Cryptoys. I think they've done a phenomenal job, and they've done a great job with getting, Disney on the site, because there's real risks for Disney here, right? The risks are the following. People, if you and I want to, you want to buy it from me, theoretically I can transfer it to you, and you can pay me off platform, and they get screwed on the commission, right? It's kind of how it works,
there's
right?
People that have been doing that on Disney Pinnacle on their trading days.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen it where people, mostly teenagers, they just confess to their crimes a lot. But people in this world, they boast about it on social media, be like, oh man, I just made $750 last night on this trading. It's like, well, if it's trading, you're not supposed to. That means that you took a very high value pin, you traded it for a low value pin, and somebody just paid you over the counter. And they're bragging about breaking terms of service.
But Randy, this is all solvable problem, right? So basically, look, they're going to monitor it for a while. If it's 3 people or 4 people just kind of passing shit around, 1 or 2 collectibles every once in a while, family members and stuff, those are all excellent use cases. They are brilliant and they're really needed. I mean, VeVe needs transfers like that, and it's really, really good. And I think it's amazing that they are able to do that. But they'll have to mitigate the risk. That risk mitigation of people kind of abusing the platform, and they've got rules in place. They put that. They basically said, "You go screw up, we take your, it might sit in your MetaMask or whatever, but we'll cut off the digital collectible part of it." I think it's a wrap token, man. So they'll freaking unwrap it faster than you can, say no. Look. So that's very, very good. So it's great for people who want to use it well. They got some protection for the people who abuse it. And I think it's great. Now, personally, I haven't bought anything on Cryptoys. I may pick up some stuff, just for fun of it, to experience it and stuff like that. I think it's a little too toyish for me. But then again, I have Marvel Mighties and stuff, but it's not like, it doesn't rock my boat, like as a, 50 plus male, that's not my thing,
So it's not the Fred
the
Flintstone.
FAs. Huh?
It's not Fred Flintstone. Doesn't make your bedrock.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I probably will get some of them, and at least the FAs and stuff like that. And, I think it's amazing to attract kids. Kids love all this trading stuff, and I think they appeal to a different demographic, which is awesome. And I'm really happy for everybody who does it. I think they've also moved the needle for the whole space. Companies like VeVe are bigger. Companies like VeVe have more complexity with so many more IPs and stuff. If VeVe wants to go change something in the platform, it's not just VeVe, right? Now there's all these other licensors who all have to agree to it, and there's so many of them and stuff. So, my sense is that this is not new to VeVe, right? Obviously, I don't work on the team, but I talk to people, and I have some understanding. I think they never disclose anything permanently to me or whatever, or something fixed.
Same.
But they are, yeah, you do, right? But as far as I know, VeVe is very advanced in their thinking in this space. If you know David Yu, he's not sleeping on a topic like this. It's something that they are building. The challenge with VeVe is they're always slower, right? They're more conservative, they're slower. And my conversations I've had, they are very advanced in their thinking in the space, beyond what Cryptoys has. Beyond.
Agreed.
No, really, beyond what Cryptoys has done here, right? They are beyond that thinking. They've got like more advanced thinking. This whole, Cryptoys things on the flow thing. VeVe's got stuff on the base. Honestly, I think if Cryptoys had started a little sooner, they might have put it on base as well instead of flow. But that might have something to do with Disney and all that kind of stuff. Their relationship with Polygon and flow and all that stuff. And no hate against flow and stuff like that. But anyway, look, VeVe's building something really incredible.
You better not hate against flow.
Yeah.
That's
Just,
I got a big bag.
If you're like if you're a VeVe user and you're saying, what the hell, VeVe, now you wake up, you see how they did it and you do it. Well, VeVe's seen all this stuff. They know all this stuff. They've been working on something in parallel. It's not identical to this. It's a slightly different solution. There are some things about what VeVe is doing that are more advantageous and some that are not as advantageous as this. But anyway, so all that's coming. I think there's a big Ecomi announcement that people are kind of waiting for on OMI to NFT. I don't know why some people have a belief that it's coming in June. I don't know who said it's June. I think it may happen in June, but
so that was probably my fault because
I had.
No, well, not so many words. I just said, like, hey guys, I believe that Foster would not have taken this job if nothing crazy were to happen in the first, like half of the year. And just because I know Foster, I don't think.
I can't hear you, Randy. I can't hear you. Something else happened. I cannot hear you. I can't hear you. You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Is that better?
Yes.
All right, cool. So I think that when Foster took this job, now obviously you had 2 new exchanges. You had be on base, which is great. But originally, I was like, okay, they have to have some type of utility, and I gave the timeline of Q2. Like, if nothing major happens for the OMI token by the end of Q2, by the end of June, then I would have considered that a complete failure. But again, we got 2 new exchanges and OMI's on base, so people took the end of Q2 as June, and the one thing that they did say they would have is OMI to NFT. So I think people just got a little confused where I was saying one thing and they kind of they connected dots that weren't there. But now they have stuff. So if they did it in June, that'd be great. If not, again, we already had a couple things this year, and obviously you always want more. But if they don't do it by Q2, they'll do it in Q3.
I don't know the details of any of the stuff, but what I've heard is that, look, it may happen in June, and if it doesn't, it'll be a few weeks after or whatever. But look, I mean, we're not on the team. We don't know the shit. We just hear stuff here and there, a little bit here and there. So either which way, I mean, Foster has confirmed that they are building OMI to NFT. That's a top priority.
They've been building it for a while.
Yeah. And so we'll see what comes out of it and when they launch it and stuff. I mean, if you know VeVe, you don't want to put pressure on. Don't sit there waiting. Yeah, is it now? Is it now? Is it now? That's not how it works, man. And I wish it worked differently, but it doesn't. So anyway, but look, the good news is we got OUP phase 0. We got OUP phase 1. Everybody got a collectible who put OMI in the app and held it for a certain period of time. The people who put 10 million got a collectible worth more than $500. Actually, I think it's $1,000 or something, more than $1,000 now. And you've got bronze tickets. Now, bronze tickets obviously didn't quite work the way, not as valuable to us as we would like it to be today. And they have to calibrate that. Hey, how's it going, guys? And so they're working on OMI to NFT, which is a good thing. They've got base OMI, which is also a great thing. By the way, I bought base OMI after talking to you guys.
Yeah.
So I picked up OMI because you guys. I wanted to pick up either 10 or 12 partner statues or 50 Todds or something like that. And I didn't want to do just one of them. And then you guys talked me into OMI, so I picked up base OMI. I probably will pick up the other things too, because everything's so cheap in the app now, man. Anyway, leave that for a minute. So I think that those are very good wins. Some other wins are coming, and with Stacker, look, Dr. Profit is just an incredible guy. I mean, he's someone that is very impressive. Dr. Profit is a crypto guy. He got into Bitcoin in 11. He's been an ETH in 16, 17.
He's a big ETH maxi. He loves
ETH. Well, he's a Bitcoin guy, He's a Bitcoin guy. I mean, he's ETH as well, but I guess, and he understands the space very well. And he has, taken that Stacker application and kind of worked with VeVe to build some third-party functionality that everybody wants, and maybe is best built outside of VeVe for the VeVe ecosystem. And having someone like him gives me great confidence because he is a excellent CEO, brilliant business guy. And my sense is he's also an excellent, at getting operational guy who gets shit done. He really does. And so I feel confident that all the stuff that's getting built by Stacker and under Dr. Profit's sort of, whatever, leadership or guidance or
his tutelage
is going to work and run very differently than what we've been used to in the past. And that gave me great confidence. That's why I put my money in OMI, is because I know Dr. Profit is involved in this whole base OMI, and I trust that guy. And I know he will deliver. And he's brilliant, he's got money, he's committed, and he will get shit done. That's my, there's nobody stronger than him. Like that's like a perfect partner to VeVe to fill a gap in VeVe and Ecomi that was there. Anyway, so I'm not going to say anything more, Randy. I don't know if you agree with me or not, brother.
Of course. My specialty is determining if things are undervalued. And
Yeah,
if we're going with nouns, well,
yeah,
person, place, or thing.
yeah,
And Dr. Prophet is a person that I think is severely
yeah,
undervalued. His follower count doesn't really show how valued he should be. Yes, he has money, and yes, he's in OMI, and everyone that has money that is in OMI, it's great to have him in our camp.
yeah,
But it's not like he got that money on a windfall. It's not like his expertise. This is his expertise. This is his
yeah,
playground. And the fact that he's doing this, it takes a lot of pressure off some of the blockchain team at Ecomi. It takes a lot of the pressure off of David and Dan that can now focus on other stuff. So they're real. So a lot of people talk about, okay, where's the best place to allocate money? But what a lot of people don't talk about is where do they allocate their attention? And now that you have this big giant project that's being handled by Dr. Profit, and he's not just a random contractor that's like, okay, I'm
no,
doing this for a paycheck.
no,
He's got as much OMI, if not more, than David or Dan. So he's got like almost 10% of the supply. He has every incentive to make it the best that he can be, and
yeah,
people just don't realize that.
yeah.
And I guess we could probably get into this as well, the slander and the rumors, because we got to fight the FUD, but we also should play these dominoes out.
You know, brother, this FUD thing, like one thing I've chosen to do is I just block all these people, man. And they can, I don't see what they like. In fact, if there's a space running, usually I found out there's a space running when somebody sends me a screenshot and says, "Hey, are you in this space?" And I'm like, I don't see it, man, and I have zero interest in attending these spaces. So you can have, you guys can do whatever you like to in these spaces, and keep me out of the drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, man, all these FUD spaces are. You got to ask yourself, who are these people? What's their motivation? Are they do they have they opened these spaces because they want to make the ecosystem better for VeVe better, so that everybody who has something on VeVe to make it better, or are these guys kind of bitter about something and they're trying to push people out of VeVe, and they're trying to scare people and say this is like like they've lost money, or they've not lost money, but they're just bitter about something and they want to get people into something else,
yeah,
or they're mentally unwell. Some of them could be like people have problems. A lot of crazies out there too, right? You
yeah.
don't know who is in what situation. But the one thing I can tell you is when you go to these spaces, I'm not hearing anybody, I'm not seeing any posts of, hey, they gave me a free comic, they gave me some free artwork, hey, these guys love me so much, or they love the people. This is like a community they're building. There's none of this stuff, man. It's like a bunch of guys who get there and they're angry. They're just kind of, going off and stuff like that. And look, I don't want any part of it. I've seen a couple of them, some time back, and I'm like, oh God, no. And I don't honestly, I don't need to fight the fight. They can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. And honestly, if there's a point. If you're giving constructive criticism in a manner at which it inspires and influences change, I love it. I'm listening. I'll take that word to whoever I need to. You can have that type of feedback. But if you come out and make character assassination attempts at, hey, this guy's a criminal, this guy is this guy's a fraud, this didn't happen because this guy's a fraud, and you say the same thing over and over again every day, I'll block you. I don't care. And I don't need to fight the fun. Like, you're welcome, If you have a lawyer, go get a lawyer and sue somebody, man. Like, why do you keep running your mouth on the internet, man? Like, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
so let's pivot to the thing that we were talking about
Yeah, yeah,
allocation of money. As a VC and someone that has valued probably dozens, if not hundreds of companies that you've looked
yeah.
into, how do you go and you value VeVe? Do you go and you take a look at their burn rate, in which that the money that they're burning in comparison to what they're making? Do you look at
Mhm.
their top line revenue, bottom line revenue? How do you go and value VeVe, and how do you go and compare them to any competition when there really is none?
So I've never. like formally run a valuation of VeVe or sat down with a piece of paper on a valuation of VeVe, because it's a privately held company. Hey, Sleeping, I love you, man. Love you, man. That's amazing, dude, man. Amazing, dude. I should probably trade my hat for a Sleeping hat. Hang on a second. Let me just.
Sure.
Sleeping in the audience.
Sleeping. I love you. I was telling a friend about you.
2 out of the 10 hats are here, man, in this room. They Sleeping. Anyway, wrapping the hat, man. If you don't follow Sleeping, please do. He's an amazing guy. And I love the feedback that he has for the company as well, by the way. Anyway, so yeah.
Okay. So on the side of how much power should a company have, we had recently, and this is some guy was like trying to. Anyway, I'll ignore the haters, but there was some. I got a message from Tina the other day, Tina Garcia, and she's like, "Hey, Randy, my friend just sold her secret rare Miles Morales for $9.50, not $9,500.
That's the person. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I heard.
Yeah,
about
so I go on and I try to find it. I message a couple people. I message a big trading group, and then I post it out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Now, if you take a look at the blockchain, Immutabilize, whatever, you can know who this is. Like VeVe has and the community. Thankfully, the community they really want this to get back to its rightful owner. Obviously, VeVe has the power to do whatever they want, and this, I believe, would be the right thing. Hey, we'll refund you your $950, and then we'll get them back. But I don't know if they should, even though that is probably the right thing.
They should not. This is something that has to be worked out between the two parties, because it's a marketplace. VeVe is the host of this marketplace. You can recommend, you can say, look, this was an honest mistake. You feel bad for them, but ultimately it comes down to the person who listed and the person who bought it. And I think that I know people have said they can have more safeguards. I know that VeVe does have a 2-screen system, right? Mm-hmm. You first see the floor price when you choose to list your collectible. Then you have a screen where you list you put the price in. Then you get a confirmation screen where it tells you, okay, so this is the price, this is how much is the commission or whatever it is on it. And then you hit confirm and it goes. So there's already like 3 steps. So to go through 3 phases where first you see the floor price, then you enter it at 9.5, then you look at the confirmation page and it says 9.5 and the commission is like 0.0 something, and then you click confirm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, other than your whole screen turning red in color and flashing, and it blocks you and says, do you really want to do it? Do you really, 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 really want to do it? I mean, unless you build something like that, that's, this is not a 1-click mistake. This is a 2 or 3-click mistake over at least 2 screens where you see the price, 3 screens where you see the price. And so, I think that, people should help. People that know the buyer, people that know the seller should kind of help. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the seller. And I think if the buyer. And if the buyer says no, unfortunately, it's, that's the mistake that you made, like we all make mistakes, and that's a mistake, and too bad,
Agreed.
Yeah, you stand at the edge of Niagara Falls and you throw your phone by mistake over the falls, it's gone. You want God to give it back to you? Like, what the hell? Like, there's some things which,
I read one
and
day.
I'm not saying I'm right, by the way. That's just my opinion.
But I agree. You can't have them play, mommy and daddy. But there's a post I read on Tumblr one day where this guy just he's just chilling in his bed and he gets thirsty, so he goes in and he goes to the kitchen with his phone. He gets a glass of juice, and as he's going back to his bed, there's a knock at the door. So he's like, "Oh, it's a knock at the door," and he goes to throw his phone on the bed. He throws the glass of juice on the bed, and then he's like, "Oh man!" Instead, there's something about being at Niagara Falls and tossing your phone there reminded me of that.
Yeah.
So speaking of economics and self-responsibility and all that,
Yeah.
We have a little bit to talk about in the macro. We have had both presidential candidates, currently one sitting president, one former president, had come out kind of in support of crypto. Trump talking about it, saying that he really likes it. I think that kind of forced the SEC to go in and approve those Ethereum ETFs. But also, the block had reported that the Biden campaign ramped up crypto industry outreach in a surprising tone of shift. Because up until this tone of shift, he'd been recently relatively negative on it. So if we're talking about, and obviously this is just one view of an entire political
But
stream,
didn't
and
Biden veto the Bitcoin thing, man?
he
Didn't he
did,
veto?
he did. I don't know what the reasons were. I didn't go too into that.
Mhm.
But the quick take from the block says the election campaign has begun reaching out to crypto industry players over the past 2 weeks for crypto community and policy. So for guidance, I think the guy I had on the podcast, Greg Schultz, I think he's helping with that. So I was told about they noticed a significant shift in tone, which come shortly after the Biden administration faced backlash for signaling it would veto the repeal of that. So they did. Maybe they're just kind of saying one thing and doing another. I hope it's not that.
Look, man, actions speak louder than words. Show me, don't tell me, show me. And depends on what
So
you sign, right? Like Trump's running his mouth right now. We'll have to see what he does. And Biden's already shown us where he stands on this matter. So, the question is, do you, without disclosing my political kind of things, it comes down to, believing one versus the other, right?
yeah, on
Anyway,
the
it's not good. I don't like. I like, what Trump said is good. I hope he follows through on it if he does come to power. And with Biden, I don't like what he's done with crypto. I don't.
yeah,
I think under his watch, there's been challenges with crypto. I mean, even though we've got like a Bitcoin ETF and stuff like that, it's like an uphill battle. I think the U.S. government bodies, industry should be embracing blockchain technology, not just crypto, blockchain technology, and we should become like the freaking global leaders in this space. And along the way, I believe the U.S. government should proactively build policy, help, with all of this stuff. They're just playing adversarial. They let people do what they want, and then it's all very very kind of there's a lot of litigation and stuff like that. So I don't like that. Randy, I'm just telling you, man. Like I don't like that shit.
understand.
And I think it might come down to having like a younger candidate now or 4 years from now.
So, Mr. Mc1, this brings me to another thing.
Oh.
If you were running, which I think I asked you this one, if you were to run for office, any office, Congress, Senate, whatever you want,
Mhm.
how would you go and get the people, like the voters, to care about crypto when they don't? Would you go and use the parallel of, okay, government has been in charge of the dollar and the quantitative easing and the Federal Reserve? Like, do you really want them in charge of crypto? How would you go in and tell the voters, like, hey, you need to pay attention? And who would you go to tell them to listen to? Would you tell them to listen to Michael Saylor? Would you tell them to listen to the real Randy Chavez? Who's the best person out there that gives the most basic understanding of crypto for newbies?
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that question, honestly. I mean,
I think you are.
no, I don't think I am qualified to answer that question. So, look, in terms of who do you follow, I mean, you can't tell people who to follow. People have to arrive at that based on their belief system and things like that. And especially when you're in office and shit, you can't be doing stuff like that. You basically can set forth where you stand on it, and you can say, I personally support crypto and I support it in these forms. Here are the parts of crypto that I'm not comfortable with, and I would like to see some degree of, change or regulation or discourse and then agreement or whatever it is, right? So, and then, hey, Captain Kirk, man, that's an awesome guy, man. He's from Dallas, man. He and I and his wife had dinner with Ron English and his wife. That was amazing.
Oh,
Man. It was
cool.
an awesome dinner. Yeah, dude, like VeVe fam, it's amazing, dude. It's amazing. We have a good time. We have a very, very good time.
I was just with Lori, Queen VeVe, and her family this weekend over out in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I love hanging out with the VeVe peeps. They're
same here,
fun.
man. I do. OMI homies, Max and Janie, and a lot of people, man, a lot of people. So, and Rolex and myself and Tony, we're on, DMs all day long. So, you and me too, yeah. You and me too, Randy. We're chatting all the time too these days.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to just give you a big bear hug.
Yeah, man. Yep, we're gonna have a good time. So you're coming out to San Diego, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Look, and, so can I say a couple of things about San Diego?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, before San Diego, maybe it's not on your last list of topics to cover, but I would like to share something. When I'm a level 100, I'm a master collector. I don't claim to know everything that every collector wants, but as someone who collects and has been collecting on the app and quite active in the community, I believe I have a good understanding of what collectors want. I sat David down in Austin and I had a chat with him and I said, look, MCP, hey, Superstar Money, how you guys, man? All those catchy headlines, man. All those catchy headlines. Anyway, but if you think about my conversation with David in Austin, so what I told him was, look, this MCP thing was probably designed, it came out whenever, early this year, but it's been around for, it was probably designed way back when the market was booming. So if this was a boom time and MCP worked like this, it would be great because there's drops which you can't even freaking sniff, and then you use your MCP and you get it, and it's worth a lot in the market, and that'd be awesome. But the reality is, in a down market, the exact same mechanic that would be amazing to have is not, having that sort of, you don't feel the love from it, right? Mm-hmm. So David understood that, right? He said, look, I get it. Obviously this is something we've worked on, we've launched, we've got to calibrate, right? And so they've had meetings internally. I don't know what they're doing. My sense is that they're calibrating. So if I had to guess, I don't know this for sure. If I had to guess, it'd be they're going to do ranks and levels and stuff and drops where, they can suddenly start doing things where collectors at a certain level have some benefit, right? Now, if you ask me, what do we think we should do with MCP and some of the other big collectors, here's what they'll tell you. The top 20 people who bid MCP points should get to choose their own mint. Now, you can say that the mints that are off limit are like the lowest public mint, 41's off limit, and the last mint is off limit. But hey, if you put the highest, if you put like 150,000 points for a $40 drop, God damn it, at least give me like a 2-digit mint. You know what I mean? I'm burning, because it took a lot to get all that. I don't know whether we do that or not, but look, there are all these ideas on the table. So we've given all these ideas, and my sense is that they've worked on doing something for collectors. There's a lot of frustration amongst collectors, especially after the Blackpink drop, where there was not much, value to collecting or collectors or whatever, other than using MCP on the first few drops. So my sense is that they have worked on some stuff. It's coming. It'll come out. A lot of different things will come out, and it's going to start coming out. Now, is it going to happen tomorrow? Should it have happened 2 weeks ago? I don't know all this shit, man. But I know that VeVe is aware of collector discontentment with MCP, and they have worked on a recalibration of how MCP can be used and create value, and other ways for collectors to find value. Now, there are many rumors on that topic, and it's not tied to VeVe and not tied to the drops, I should say, but there's more stuff that will happen for collectors. So please be patient. This is not day one of that conversation. There's nothing that you can say today that's a day one conversation that a collector is giving feedback to VeVe, because I have given that very, very, very detailed feedback. I am a collector. I'm not paid by VeVe. I've never been paid by VeVe. And I want collectors to win. And so there you go, man. There you go. Anyway, so Randy, the reason I brought up that whole point is because I wanted to talk about, something for collectors. Then the second point is tied directly to what you're talking about with the San Diego and stuff, which is, look, I also believe in community. VeVe can do all the reward stuff, but community has to come from community. Nobody can build your community from you. If VeVe tries to build a community, I don't think it'll get built. It has to originate, the spark, the building has to come from the community, and then VeVe has to enable that, right? So I have built two communities, right? Sub-communities. One's the Gold logo, one's the Ecomi SR, one's 225 plus people, one's 260 people. And this is like the top, collectors in the app and the top kind of OMI guys for the most part. There may be a few who are not yet in it, and they'll all come in, right? There's a plan to get everybody in, like all these top guys in. And I also have a couple of smaller groups. I won't talk about them. They're very kind of, very collector-centric, big collectors, specialized type collectors. Those are different. And we don't need any money from anybody or whatever. Those groups run separately. We don't need anybody's money for anything. But, VeVe is going to enable some of that. I've made the ask to enable the community. And I don't know what exactly they're going to do, but I have made the ask. They have said, look, we'll support, one big thing that they're talking about is, all these sort of airdrops and those types of things. And, when you go out to IRL events. So if you're a level 100, right, you really haven't gotten much from VeVe so far. And, all the level 100s, man. First of all, if you're the first 20 people to hit level 100, you got a hat from me. And you got a letter from David and Dan, and that was the start. It's basically the level 100, you're one of the top collectors in the platform, and VeVe will reward you. I don't know what exactly it is, but I have had that conversation with David several times, and he has assured me that, look, this is not a group that's just, everybody takes care of, their top collectors or top customers, no matter where they are. And so I don't know the answer to it, but I know I have been assured that they are working on it, and you will see something in that space. And for San Diego, in the meantime, I'm going to take the level 100s to a very special event. Whoever is a level 100 in San Diego, very, very special event. There's not that many. There's only about 25 of us or 26 of us in total, but I don't even know how many of them will be in San Diego. But even if you're not there, my intent is to have very special events, level 100 events around the world, where we'll fly in to a location and we'll spend a day, and it'd be amazing. So that's a level 100 conversation. I know a lot of people are close to level 100 and they'll get there and they'll be part of that. Leave that aside for a minute. Right? It's very important to recognize that first, though. You cannot start a conversation about master collector or whatever it is without starting at the top with the level 100s. And the level 100s don't need money. They all have money. They all, that's not what floats them. It's about experiences. It's about, access and things like that. So that's a whole separate conversation. But separately, if you're a VeVe Gold logo holder or a Ecomi SR holder, I want to hold events in different parts of the world for you. And, my hope is that VeVe would support some of these events and stuff like that. And my guess is that eventually they would. And similarly, I think that VeVe should have like master collector events as well around the world, which are organized by the community. So VeVe can support it. They can give stuff. They can, giveaways and make it fun. And, maybe a member shows up or not or whatever. But that type of very special engagement, no matter what level you are at, right? And I think they should have new user onboarding events too, where they have a party and it's not a very expensive party and it's like an event where people come in. So a lot of new people that come in and you show them AR and they have different types of games and stuff like that and interaction and those kind of things. So I don't know about all those things, but on the collection side, if you're a collector on VeVe, it matters. And you may not feel the love today, it's coming, and I'm very certain that it's coming. I'm very certain because this has been very important to me. I've had this conversation over and over again, and I have been reassured that they are working on something, and not just by David, this is like by the team as well. So some team, they won't tell me what it is, right? They're not allowed to because that's just not fair to anyone, but I know that it's coming. So anyway, there you go. That's that's as far as that topic is concerned.
Speaking of big whales getting things, there's only two of these in the world. There was the rocket firing Boba Fett the other day, which sold for a little over $500,000. And that kind of got me thinking, okay, like what are some other of those? And I know we've had some big stuff on VeVe, like we have like the 1989 Ariel or whatever, or 87,
Yeah, yeah.
whichever year that came out. We had that golden bunny just sell for $7,000 or 7,700.
It's kind of weird,
But then,
man. Like, who paid that money, man? Like, that was
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of money, man.
Yeah,
How did they get that price? Is that right?
yeah.
How do you know
I
the
mean, it
price
was,
is right, man? Like the VeVe doesn't disclose the price. I mean, unless the buyer kind of
yeah,
said,
no,
yeah.
we found out.
Oh, so
Oh,
you know, so it is true. You know, okay, got
so there's
it.
I mean, that one, I think it was because it was number 666 and it was also the last mint. But just every
No,
now and then you have whales that come in and they'll pay something for, even though that has
yeah,
665 other ones, that was the only one of that number. So if you go and you take a look at the one of one art sales on VeVe, and I don't know if you have any of those.
man.
Um,
You know, I don't have any of them. I absolutely want. I think it'll happen one of these days, man. I think I should start putting offers on it. You know.
the the cheapest one, or the one that sold for the least, was $2,345.
Yeah, not
And
bad.
there have been multiple that have sold for tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes,
Um,
I see
and these
those.
types of things are, I feel like these are pretty undervalued because they are only one of ones. They don't do these, they do them like once a week, but you also have this beast line of revenue where they're on a separate website. They're not actually on the app. You have to go to get to the web app and do it. And I feel like it's these high end items that David just adds to his repertoire, and he just says like, "Hey, another item that just sold for thousands or tens of thousands of dollars." Um, what do you think should be? I mean, you have the whales with the MCP points. You have whales with just a crazy amount of gems because they have infinite money. Do you think that there's a way that, and maybe I don't want to be like a fuck there. I'm trying not to be, but you have a bunch of these high class events with the VeVe parties, the VeVe gold logo parties, the Ecomi secret rare parties. That's bound to happen, and it's a lot of bigger people. How do we stop ourselves from becoming like a Hunger Games type thing where it's like, only the MCP points and the gem, people that are heavy with gems can get into? How do we get some of the people? Do we have like a lottery where we go and we have, hey, we're auctioning
I've
off
heard
like
that.
not,
I've heard that idea resonates with the team as well. I've
Mhm.
heard it. I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but I hope they do, because you know, it'd be great if they have. Yeah, there you go, man. Um, yeah, Atomic Z06, brother. You wait and see, man. The gold logo party this year, the Ecomi logo, going to be amazing. Anyway, but yeah, man, you know, it brings up a couple of things. You know, first of all, if you have like a raffle where it's $100 everybody puts in, or 50 gems everybody puts in, and as long as there's 5,000 bucks in the kitty, right?
Mhm.
They pick a winner. One lucky person who put only 50 gems gets it, or 50 gems plus 50 bucks. They could do a combination of it too, right? Half gems, half
Yeah,
cash kind of thing, right? And and I think that would be good. The challenge is, you know, the people that put a 50 bucks and get the one of one that's worth 4 or 5 grand will flip it. You know,
yeah,
and they'll flip it anywhere between 50 gems and 4,000 gems. And the reality is, if you do too many of those, you're going to crush that one of one market. It's going to lose the prestige.
yeah,
And so I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying if you do it, make sure that you're not doing it in a manner in which it dilutes that market. Because, you know, that's one of the few markets where you have whales who come in and you know, they buy and they expect these things to have value and stuff. But at the same time, you know, if they list it for cheap, it's good for everybody else, right? You get to buy it for cheap, you know. So I don't, you know, I have mixed feelings about it. I think they should definitely do a few of them, but I don't think they should do too many. It should not become a practice where, you know, it's one is a lottery and one's not, or you know, something like that. I think it should be just once in a while, you know, so people have access to it. And I think they should put some restrictions on it too. Like if you win this thing, you're not going to sell it for, like, you cannot sell it for a year. You know, there's a block on it. because they don't want this shit to just kind of, and I don't know if they'll do something like that or not. But anyway, I care about the market. I would hate for a premium market to become like another, people just throwing shit in the market, whenever they need more extra cash.
Same. Shifting to something that I know you love, but I don't know if you've seen it yet. People have had the first look of Marvel's new What If series available exclusively on Apple Vision Pro. You see Wong.
I talked about it yesterday. I have the Vision Pro. Now I want to do it. The whole day, man. Like last night, it was
Sorry, I didn't know you talked
Tony
about it.
talked about it. I was like, I gotta do it. And then I was like, the whole day I was working on something else. Okay, don't ask me. I will explore it, and I will tell you the next time we talk. How about that?
Okay. I should do my homework. I did not know that you had that you had that.
I mean, I can waste your time and do it right now, but it could take time.
Yeah, no, or I didn't know that you talked about it previously. I was like, okay. So there's a quote from Vince Lombardi I want to read, saying, "Conquests are won primarily in the hearts of men, and once you've won their hearts, they'll follow you anywhere." Mm-hmm. And I feel like whenever David speaks, he's in what is he in? He's in
Monaco today.
Monaco.
He's in Monaco, yeah.
Do we know if he won or not?
No. So I sent him a congratulations message today. Not congratulations, like a best of luck message. And I said, hey, David, wish you best of luck. I didn't know when exactly this event was. So then he said, look, I'm in Monaco. And he said, hey, you'd be surprised to know that there is a VeVe fan here in Monaco. And he recognized me and he walked up to me and he said, hello, David. And he said, I love VeVe. I collect on VeVe. And that kind of made our man so happy. He was just so thrilled. He was like, we've got fans in Monaco, Especially the last 2 weeks have been pretty, tough on these guys, right?
Yeah.
With new users and stuff like that. But anyway, so I hope he wins, man. Wish David the very best, and hope he does, man. It's an honor, man. He's won his region, and to be in that global level. So the reason I kind of got a little wind of it is on LinkedIn, the lead partner for Ernst & Young sent a congratulations message to David publicly. So yeah. And then a lot of other people on LinkedIn were kind of cheering him on and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. Yeah. Very good to see.
Yeah, I saw that was leaked. I didn't know who leaked it, but but I thought that was great.
We'll find out whether he won or not. I think it should happen in the next couple of days, right? So
yeah,
I mean that's very competitive. It's not like just him and two guys and one of them will win kind of thing. It's like this is a global event. There's winners from multiple regions that compete, and they'll pick one. And sometimes these things you can never predict too. Hopefully he wins it, man. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him.
On the VeVe side, I have picked up yet another sub 100 Marvel Mighty this weekend.
All right, brother. That's good.
Did you pick up another common MC1? Because I feel like last time we were on stream, I think you did.
Here, let's do this. So I bought a whole bunch, by the way, Randy. So after my OMI purchase, I said, look, let me just buy some MC1. So I picked up 2 more secret rares. I picked up like 4 ultra rares, and then a bunch of other ones too. So I bought a whole bunch already. But in the spirit of kind of, collector at heart, I'm going to buy an MC1 now. So maybe a couple of them. Yeah, keep going, man. I'm listening.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, I was just wondering if you had any of those, because I love it. Bean Texas, burn OMI to get tickets for events. I think that would be great. If you want to, let's say we have 500 max. Let's put, 400 to people, gold and silver logo holders, but then 100 to, that would be great. I would thoroughly enjoy it.
All right, so I found an uncommon Marvel Comics one for $30.75. That's mine. How much money do I have in my account? Oh, shit. My wallet's down. I gotta pick up some more money as well. But anyway, I got one. But yeah, so look, I'm collecting, man. I'm a collector. I bought a whole bunch of Marvel ones. I picked up 2 gold logos. I might pick up a couple more as well, just waiting for the price to cool off a little. And people do. By the way, the Ecomi SR logo is one that's super attractive. In fact, I might pick up a couple of Ecomi SR logos as well. That's an amazing, collectible as well. It's my belief that that is the, it's the kind of link that brings VeVe and Ecomi together.
Yeah. I haven't heard from Jeremy in like a week, so I'll let you know.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. If he gets it, he gets it. Don't worry about it. I probably pick
Okay.
up more of them anyway, so we don't need, if he picks it up, it's great. Don't worry about it. Whenever Jeremy's up for picking up a gold logo, you can pick it up and join the group, and that's cool. No pressure.
So there's this weekend, Lori and her family took me to an arcade, and it had Pac-Man and that. We were playing all these retro old school games from like 30, 40, 50 years ago, and it got me thinking. A lot of these games are fairly simple to code, and if you're able to build anything in the VeVeverse, now you can't call it Pac-Man, you can call it Pillman, and it's but what would be your favorite game from the 80s that you would want to play in the VeVeverse? Or whether VeVe builds it or somebody else builds it. It'd be Galaga.
So in the 80s, I grew up in India, man. So I would go to the video game arcades, but, and I played Pac-Man before, but my favorite game used to be the car racing one. And they had these like little kind of car chassis, two of them, you get into one and you can race the person next to you, you can drive it by yourself. That was my favorite. I had these coins and I would just keep putting them in and I'd play those. I like the shooting games as well, but I never did know what the specific IP was. As a kid, I would just go in and play those games in the arcade, and there were different ones. So I like the driving car racing ones and that. And then I had the those little video game consoles. I used to play Donkey Kong and all those. You know what that is?
Yeah.
I actually have
No, I don't know what that.
Oh, so I actually have one of those things still. I bought one, an older one. So I have, and it has multiple games on it, so I can play. The Switch. Yeah, I need to get a Vision Pro. Yeah, you do, man. It's pretty cool.
So this week, in the top 500 sellers and hodlers, you had Michael Campa, Graz, and Omaha Set Hike that had sold a total combined of about 300-ish collectibles.
Yeah.
But then of the people that bought the most, you have Detective Kunkin, which bought 264. Bezojman bought 349. Bezojman, by next week, he'll have 50,000 collectibles, which is nuts. And then you have Bounder Yo, which bought 1,298 collectibles. Which
I know Bounder very well. He's an amazing guy.
Oh, he's so cool. I can't wait to see him. I don't know if I could say he's transitioning from one.
Yes, one part of the country to the other.
I was gonna say one part of life to another, but okay, yeah. He's an Air Force guy like me. I can't wait to go and see him and just hang out, just bro out with him.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy, man. Bounder Yo is amazing, and he didn't add 1,000 freaking small comics or whatever. He has an insane collection. He's bought like the Bond ticket. He's bought the car. He's just got an amazing collection, and he's so inspiring. I love talking to him. Every single conversation I've had with him is insane, and it's great to see. So if you look at Michael, by the way, I've chatted with Michael as well. He's such an amazing guy. I have so much love and respect for Michael Campa. He's just very generous. He's an amazing guy. He's an amazing collector. These are people that you count on your fingertips. These are people who are big collectors, and they're just very big heart as well. And that's the power of VeVe. You kind of get to interact with and call these people your friends, and you get to spend time with these people. There's a popular perception that there's all this noise all over the place, and there's a lot of FUD and stuff like that. So if you remove all that BS, right? When you kind of come down to it, when you look at the groups that you're in and the people that you interact with, the people that you party with, the people that you go to events with, people like Michael Campa, Dr. Rolex, Atomic Z06, yourself, Lori, Rudy and Tina, Grubba, Steve-O. These are all amazing people, man. These are all great collectors. They're all amazing, very amazingly fine people. Michael, by the way, has been selling a bunch of stuff. Look, Michael's here to stay. Michael's an amazing collector.
I know.
He's not going anywhere. He's kind of getting, out of some stuff, getting into some stuff. VeVe Magic, you gotta,
Magic, my bay.
love you, Magic. Love you. We love you very much, man. Magic, yeah, I miss Silicon, man. I miss Silicon very much, very much. I tell you that. I mean, that man was, he's etched in my heart, man.
Same.
He's etched in my heart, man. He's etched in my heart.
So speaking.
But anyway, so yeah, just going back to it, right? There's a lot of people that are buying more, and there are some people that are kind of just waiting, and the people that are selling, don't read too much into all of them. Some of them, yes.
Yeah. So as somebody that's in the top, not just the top 500, like I am, we both share the top 500. I think it's great.
Sure we do.
But you're in like the top 100, and you bought 47 collectibles this past week, but you dropped down a spot from 27 to 28.
Yeah.
How, like right now, you need 1,492 collectibles, I think, in order to be in the top 500. Like, where does that go in the next couple of years? Like, where's the top 10? Where's the top 500? And where do you fall? Do you think that at that point, you're like, hey, 20,000 collectibles is enough?
Yeah, my focus, by the way, so to answer your first question, I think that the top 500 will continuously increase. There may be a few people that fall off the top 500 in the next 3-4 years, but the vast majority of them are going to, grow their collections in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, I don't know what IP is coming, but I do know there's 2 more bangers, bigger than Blackpink. So Blackpink's pretty big.
You said there's 2 of them?
2 more. I heard 2 more. So I don't think it's coming in June, because I think with all this, with the Blackpink, they've got to reassess. They've got to figure out a few things. They've got to set up a few things. So it might take a little longer to kind of, but they got it. They got 2 big things in the bag, brother. 2 absolute fucking bangers. Absolute bangers.
What do you think of their new logo? Their logo being "Where the World Collects," and it shows DC, Coca-Cola, Disney, Star Wars, Fox, Marvel. What do you think of it?
And, I'm just seeing it for the first time. I don't, it has to sit with me a little bit. I mean, at the face of it, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, they had to get rid of all the Blackpink stuff, right? That was a temporary kind of a color that they took, and temporary kind of a skin that they had for that campaign. So they're back. What I don't know is if this is the new normal, or this is like another temporary skin and they'll keep rotating it. Where's Collector at Heart compared to this? If you guys know anything, tell me, because I don't know much about it. So
I don't know much. I mean, they just changed like their logo on like the Facebook, saying like "Where the World Collects," and I thought that was a really cool.
Is it a rebranding of some kind, you think?
Yeah, and it's just "Where the World Collects." That sounds so good. It's simple. It's 4 words. Where the world. Well, yeah, to count that real quick.
Collector at Heart resonated with me more than this, but then again, I'm an older guy, and maybe it takes a little while for these things to grow on me. Look, I mean, you wanted an initial reaction, you got an initial reaction, but I mean, it's good. I mean, Where the World Collects sounds great. Sounds big. Sounds,
Mr. MC1, we've reached 500 people here, so you have a good we have a good audience tonight.
We have 500 people.
520 right now. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
I think we make a good team.
If there was just a lot of love, what was it like that? Whatever you do, man.
Yeah, dude. So kids don't do this.
Is it like this, or is it like this?
Yeah. Kids do like this now.
Yeah.
And it's like, kids are so. This, I want your opinion on this, and maybe I should get Tanner.
And is that to the Korean and our Asian friends? Come on, Randy, let's do it, man. We gotta do this. All right, let's do it.
So apparently now, like I guess the last like maybe 15 years, millennials. I think millennials are typical, maybe Gen X as well, been so inundated with our phones that our phones are everything, and we a lot of the Zoomers that have been growing up the last like 10, 20 years, they don't really have the same good memories. Like they always have their parents filming everything that they do. They're always being tracked by their parents, which we never had to grow up caring
Yeah.
about that because the parents didn't track us. So now a lot of these kids they're kind of ditching their phones and they're leaving their phones at home. They're meeting up with their friends like they can do, and this way the parents can't track them. Do you think this is just a small little rebellious thing that teens are doing, or do you think that it will go beyond that because they're going to be like, people thought that like, oh, you'll grow out of Pokemon. I never grew out of Pokemon. Do you think that millennials and Gen X are going to tell Zoomers, oh, you're going to need the phone to survive, and then they just reject it, and then what happens? What happens to digital collectibles? What happens to them?
I don't know, man. I think there's many ways you can go, right? The phone's not the only thing, right? So I'll show you this other thing, right? So this is my Ray-Ban Metas. So if you see this, it's got a camera. It's got a camera and a light. So when I start, I don't know if the battery's okay or not, but when I start filming, yeah, battery's not charged right now. But basically, it starts filming here, and the light comes on, so it's not pervy. People know that I'm filming and stuff. And then what happens is it's even got speakers built into it. So if I put it on, I can play music on my phone that plays in my ear, and it's not inside my ear, but it's still, I can hear it. It's built like, unless your face is like super close, you can't hear it. And I can do conference calls and stuff like that. So this, theoretically, if they have like a lens inside this, right? Like another lens, you can see it. Now I'll show you another gadget, okay? Hang on a second.
I love these gadgets. He's got all the toys. I want to go and like visit him for a couple days and try out all his toys. Don't say dirty. It's too easy. What's up, Dr. Stuff? Yeah.
So these are my Nreal kind of glasses, okay? So this one, basically, if you look at this, it's glasses. It's glasses like this, but it's got a lens inside it. See this?
I see.
You see this?
Two of them.
Yeah, this part inside. So the outer one, this part, this lens is just your regular lens, and the one inside here is the one you see the AR and stuff in. So you can see your email, you can see AR, you can see all that other shit.
So cool.
Yeah. So these are the, yeah, man, you can play games and you can all kind of stuff with it. So yeah, and I think this becomes the future. I think that my guess would be that the Ray-Ban Metas may get some inner lining, which you can see, it kind of gets all the AR and all that stuff. Yeah. And my guess is that you would have like a cover on top of this that makes it more like a, hang on a second, let me show you this.
Doctor, I need a doctor.
So this is the Apple Vision Pro, right? So, shit, that's the battery.
Oh no, what just dropped?
No, this is the battery, man. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So what you do is you remove this cover here. But if you look at this, right? So now, theoretically you could put some kind of a lens on top of your other glasses, right?
Yeah.
And then you would have the VR and all that stuff. So the immersive environments and stuff. So anyway, we'll see, man.
That's so cool.
I'm super excited about this whole tech, and I think if in the next, and Prophet and I were talking about this, in the next few years, if you have these types of glasses where you can use your digital collectibles in AR,
yeah,
and not just in AR as in they show up, like where you want to put it or whatever, but like if I'm looking at that wall, I have like my letters and numbers on that wall. I have like the Star Wars posters on this wall. So whenever I walk around the house, different things show up in this, and I can always see my art out here. And then if I have like a partner statue in the middle of the room, Man, how cool would that be, man?
I
I'd buy 5 or 6 of these glasses. Anyone comes to my house, hey, why don't you, put on these glasses and enjoy my pad, man. Enjoy my crib. And you go
I
to my
think you.
pool outside and you have all these statues. You have like 22 of these golden moments freaking lined up around my pool. If you're wearing these glasses, you can see them, like, man, technology is so amazing. I look, the phone is, Rennie, to get back to your point, I don't think the phones, I think it's coming to wearables, man. The world
Yeah,
is going towards wearables. It's just like your physical computer, your laptop. Your laptop, you don't need a laptop anymore, right? Or desktop. You don't need a desktop because you have a
yeah,
laptop. Your laptops you don't need because you have a phone. You won't need a phone because you'll have it all here. Why would you need anything else? You can pull it up whenever you want.
that's
And
true.
if you really want a big screen, you probably can press a button and it'll kind of, do a
Blow it up.
projection or whatever, right? Yeah. So you can get a screen anywhere, anytime. Like, why do you need to carry a freaking screen with you? And those are so expensive anyway. I don't know, Randy. I mean, look, the future of the world is digital, and collecting is, whether you're just playing with cheaper stuff or you're collecting more expensive stuff, I think it's all going digital, man. And it's this is the future, man. This is the future. AR, VR. I mean, metaverses might be slow to build, but eventually they'll become everyday things,
Yeah, I think so too. Shout out to VeVe fans saying, "Hi guys, so happy to be the winner of the signed
Yes.
Rinbot, the gold
Let me
logo."
show it to you. Let me show it to you.
Oh yeah, yeah, do it. Go
Let me
SpongeBob,
show
go
it to
get
you.
it, get it,
It's
get it.
here somewhere. Hang on a
Thank,
second.
thank you so much, Mr. MC1. The gold logo group is filled with amazing people. Agreed. I like your little Steamboat Willie you have there. Very nice. A lot.
So I went to the art gallery opening here in Dallas, and Ron English, his work was there with 2 other artists. So I saw some stuff there. So there were 3 of these left. Basically, there was, I think, 6 of them or whatever there. 3 were taken, and there were 3 left. So I picked up 3. One was for my guest. He's the chief digital officer of a bank, major bank, and he was visiting me. So I gifted him one. And then I said, look, I'll pick up 2. I need only 1 for home, but I will gift 1 to somebody in the VeVe fam. And so just a small blurb, Randy. So within the VeVe Gold Silver group, I have a channel called the Mentor Venture Hub. And it's basically any of the members in the VeVe Gold logo group can go and write a short kind of profile of who they are. You don't have to give their specifics. I work at Amazon, or I work this, and you can say I'm an electronics, a big tech executive working in such and such field. My expertise is A, B, C, D, and E. So you're not giving your identity, you're just saying a high level profile. And so everybody goes and does that. And then if anyone in the, like you've lost your job, or you kind of want to get promoted, but it's kind of not working out, or you want to do one of these things, you can actually go there and see who is it that you want to talk to. Or, you're not that deep into crypto and you want to find somebody, and that actually did happen. Somebody did connect with Crypto Rain. Somebody was trying to make some decisions on crypto, and they said, look, I want to really learn from Crypto Rain. They went to the Mentor Venture Hub, and they said, that's also in the Ecomi SR group, by the way. I have that channel there as well. And they said, look, I would like to get some time with you completely free. And so they got some time with Crypto Rain. He helped him, and this guy was so excited. But anyway, look, a lot of people put their names in there and put some profiles in there. So I thought, as somebody who's founded this group on Telegram, I'd love to kind of, keep it going. And congratulations, VeVe fans. You won this, brother. And it's, it's a lot of love, man. I got to tell you, man, like when I spend time with Ron, I really have a good time. And it's something that means a lot to me, Like I could have sent this to my brother. I'm sure he'd freaking love it. But I chose to share it in the VeVe fam, and I hope you cherish it and enjoy it, man.
Great. Thank you so much for being able to do all of that, making everyone just have a better life, spreading positivity where you go. Where did he get those wonderful toys? Oh, sleeping. I don't know. We have people asking, Sanjay, are you a spy because you have all the gadgets?
Yeah, I do have a lot of gadgets, man. Yeah, I do have. Actually, I do, right? I have the Quest 3, I have all of these things. But there's one guy who has more of the stuff than me, and that's Dr. Prophet.
Yeah,
That homie's got everything, like everything, every
yeah,
model of everything. he's he's something else, man. Yeah,
he's got some of the best of the best. There's
yeah. He's
Sandbox
got,
saying, can you discuss the potential of BlackRock of the world starting an NFT ETF that includes different IPs and how it could play out? Do you think that's a possibility?
um, I don't know, man. Like,
Must
could
be,
it
right?
happen? Sure.
No.
Would it happen? No, maybe. I don't know, man. Like, I don't. I'm not close enough to these guys. Could they do an NFT? I mean, NFTs are a little out of vogue right now. They're not as much in favor as we'd like to think they are. But I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope they do. But I think it's totally feasible to do an art one. So for example, if let's say we form like a DAO like thing, right, with maybe 10 of us, right, Randy?
Hmm.
So maybe it's Rolex, Tony, Prophet, Michael, Grubba, a bunch of us, right? We get together and we say, look, between us, we have 30 or 40 freaking insane physical pieces of art, and we have 30 or 40 freaking digital pieces of art. And we're going to put it together. There's a price that we agree to, and we co-own all of this, right? And it's in one big pool that's jointly owned by us. Then we fractionalize it, and we say, look, we're going to make it. There's only 10 of us, but we're going to make it into 50 fractions, and we're still going to keep 2 each or 3 each or whatever it is. But then the rest of it, 20 fractions, we're going to sell, right? And the artwork will sit in some gallery or some museum and some wallets or whatever it is and something like that. The world can enjoy our art. In any case, what are we going to do, man? With this art, right? And we get to monetize our art while the damn thing's appreciating, with more new people getting interested in it. So that's not an ETF, but that's just like more of us creating like a fund with all of the stuff. Now, if you think of a BlackRock kind of guy who says, let's just do it on a larger scale and with all of these pieces and stuff like that. If it's with art, I think it's possible. If it's just with all these other kind of NFTs, I don't think it'll work like that. I don't think they'd have an interest in that. It'll have to be like a top 10 Bored Apes and top 10 punks and the
Yeah.
one of ones from Beeple and this, that, and the other, and all those kind of things. I think it'd have to be something super special like that, and they can probably do it.
Well,
I
speaking
hope
of
so.
super special, we have
Yeah.
Dr. Stuff saying the Ecomi group is incredible. Shout out to Steve Cannon for the competition he put together with the
Yes.
wildlife photography. Now, there's a
Yeah.
Steve Cannon behind me. A lot of his stuff, he's being very, very modest here, saying 5K value in that win. A lot of
Yeah.
his stuff sells for 15 to 25,000. So the fact that, and here's the photo that won. It is Dr. Stuff posting about,
Yes. Talk about it. It's amazing. So
yeah.
let me share the background, and maybe Randy can cover. So Steve and I connected some time back, and he said, "Look, I'd love to do a project for the Ecomi SR group, but before that, I wanted, A, share my work, and B, do a giveaway." So I was like, "Brilliant idea, love it." And so he set up a contest. He set up a wildlife photography contest in the Ecomi SR group, and everybody had to post like wildlife photographs they've taken, and he'd pick a winner, and that winner would get like his photography, and his photography is like sells for thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, like very expensive stuff. And so Dr. Stuff won. Can you show that piece, the one that he won?
Yes, I think this is it.
Yes, that's the silverback. Yeah. So that's a photograph, and it comes, fully, the whole with all the works and stuff, and it's a
Dude,
beautiful
how
piece.
close did he have to get? Like, I've interviewed him before, but like, oh my
Yeah.
God, look.
Yes. I think he said he was within like 10 feet or 10 meters or something like that. Yeah, that was amazing. But look, you should get Steve on your channel sometime. But look,
He has
Steve
been.
Steve is an
Yeah.
incredible artist. He does some great stuff, and I can see us running a custom project from Steve for the VeVe, sorry, the Ecomi SR group. and it's not going to be like a lot of pieces. It's going to be very select number of pieces, very high-end kind of art, and it's tied into the Ecomi SR. You know, it'd be tied in. The art will be tied into it. It'll be physical and digital. And so, you know, he's amazing, man. I'd love to kind of support something like that as well. Obviously, we'll see, you know, if he's interested, if the community's interested, and for sure. But thank you very much, Steve, for donating that piece. Thank you very much for the contest you ran, and a big congratulations to Dr. Yo, that's another amazing dude, man. Jimbo Lee Lingo. Yeah.
Love him.
Have you seen the piece that Jimbo Lee Lingo gave you, Randy? Do you have one of those?
What
that? Ah, dude, you know what?
You have.
This is from an artist in Mexico, man.
Sanjay's gonna need a bigger house. I missed most of it. You did, Harsh. It's okay, Harsh. Next time.
So this is the piece that was gifted to me.
Yeah, I got one. I got that, I think, Decon.
Decon, yes. What a beautiful piece. It's made by artisan, you know, handmade from an artisan in Mexico, man. And there's numbered, very finite, limited number of pieces. And anyway, so.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That dog's tripping out. He's freaking out now. Okay, so we have, which is amazing.
Yeah.
In other news, we had a. Oh, wait for him to get back. Oh yes, congrats.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. So in other news, we had a Miles Morales Secret Rare number 92 sold for $7,299, and the Black Widow number 10 one of one sold for $5,200.
I need one, man. I need a Miles Morales SR.
Well, one day when OMI the NFT comes and OMI goes kind of to the moon, you'll be able to get a couple of them. Get a bunch.
No, I want one now. I do want one now, but you know, like there's a price. Yeah, maybe I'll ask Dr. Rolex for some advice on it. I think the price will drop a little bit. I might have to just be patient and watch it like a hawk for like a couple of days and then get it. But I do want. I love that Miles SR, man. I want one, so we'll have to get it.
Shout out to Charlie D, who broke 3,100 comic books, almost at 1,500 collectibles, one away from 200 sets. My man, Charlie D.
There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah. People don't believe that you don't have a Miles Secret Rare.
Everyone's I don't, man. You know, like I did some weird shit, man, in between. So yeah. So and you know, I'm frugal that way, man. I'm frugal. You know, I'm frugal. I got stuff I got to do. So you know, I have like this. Anyway, I don't have one. I'm poor. I'm one of the have-nots. You know, I'm out of the group.
So there's a bunch of like the bigger the company gets, they might need different Twitter.
How much is it?
You have like BMW.
Randy, quiet, man. Randy, let me get one now. You got a lot of people watching. If you list a good one, I'll pick it up, you know, guys. So I'm trying to buy here, Randy.
Oh, okay.
What the hell? What the hell, man?
Go, SpongeBob, go. Yeah, 638 people here, Sanjay.
Yeah, somebody wants to list if you have two SRs, you know, list one. How much is it, man? Like, shit.
I don't even know. But we're going to try to get him to buy. Yeah, we're trying to get him to buy.
7.6.
I feel like that's not. You've had confirmed sales for over 10, like 13. So 7.6 ain't bad at all.
Okay, I need to go get my wallet. You're gonna have some dead air here. Is that all right?
I will fill this dead air.
Okay, this is fill this dead air. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, give me a few minutes.
All right. So as we go through the rest of this, what I was going to ask Sanjay, but I'll ask you, the audience. Corporations from July through May, they're just relatively normal, and then corporations on June 1st for the Gay Pride Month. Should VeVe go in and have like multiple different Twitter accounts? They have just VeVe, but then they have like VeVe Spain, VeVe Brazil, VeVe Middle East, VeVe Australia, and maybe make it every continent. I don't know. Let me know. Hi, Randy, Sanjay, and Pam. Hello. I'm also curious, what is what he considers like his best physical asset. Obviously not on his person, just in his house. New York Stock Exchange was closer to NFT trading with trademark application. This was a few years ago, but not sure what is happening with it. It makes sense. You have, especially with licensed stuff, and who has the best licensed stuff? Oh, it's VeVe. Again, how do you go and value a company when it doesn't really have competition? Most of the other competition, they have a net, they just have a really high run rate. And most of the rest of the competition really doesn't make a lot of money, if anything at all. A lot of them are in the red. They're waiting to go to the black. And VeVe's just been there's been a much longer amount of time that VeVe's been in the black as opposed to them being in the red. And that will continue for X amount of forever. Eat that, VeVe Light. Yeah, Drifty say. What's up, Bill Gardner? I'm with you, Drifty. Love a VeVe light box. That would be amazing. Yeah. That was great when we got it. I don't know how many of those shirts I still have, but maybe one day. We also have in other news. It's closed. It's Ron England. Okay. To stack something, we have Wallace Cotton Jr. over on the Facebook saying, "I'm trying to convince myself to stack one thing, but I'm having too much fun set collecting." I feel like this is an issue that we all experience. We want to stack one of something, but then, oh, I just need this set and then this set, and it just continues to happen all the time. We have Omar's tagging me in a couple things, saying that breaking 63 American banks are on the brink of insolvency collapse, according to the FDIC. As VeVe goes and they get more and more money as they go, and they could raise like 50, 100, 200 million, anytime that they wanted to. Maybe VeVe at some point should become a bank. Maybe at VeVe some point should go and say like, yes, we'll take your funds, we'll lend them out, we'll try to counterbalance with OMI, gems, whatever it is. It's just another way for VeVe to get just a little more revenue. Like every single new line item number, all those forms of revenue, we're all really excited for, whatever they can be. That's why I really like going over the one-on-ones. Speaking of one-on-ones, witness the electrifying first encounter between Wolverine and Deadpool. Unfold Adam Kuber's masterful one-of-one Marvel artwork. This is one-of-one Wolverine number 88, which is available via silent auction now on the VeVe web app. Shout out to them for going and doing that. In other news, Bill Gardner, what's going on with you, Drifty? Love a VeVe Lightbox. I do as well. Let's go and take a look at some of the other people that were maybe not on the top 3 buyers lists, but they have bought quite a lot themselves. Did you buy it?
Yeah.
He bought it. He bought a Secret Rare Miles on stream. This is the greatest Randy Chavez stream ever.
Man, I'll tell you, Randy, I bought so many thousands of collectibles, but every time I go buy a collectible, there's like a butterfly, like in my heart that's kind of like, shit, am I gonna miss this thing? Did some other, the thing in my head is, did somebody else on the stream freaking buy it before I did? Did they buy it before I did?
You would have been salty.
There's like an adrenaline rush,
Yeah.
There's an adrenaline rush. Amazing. Anyway, so all right, guys, I'm in, guys.
He did it.
Maybe I should just finish the set too now, right? So I didn't finish the set too. Maybe I'd finish it.
I mean,
Sorry, dude. You're on your own. Go run your stream, man. I got shit to do.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Thank you, Fun Under the Sun, for the super chat. And congrats, first appearance, Sanjay. Another super chat for Bill Gardner saying Sanjay is the man.
There you go, brother. There you go. Randy doesn't need the money. I need the money now.
Sanjay just purchased a very large collectible.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
It is a very large collectible. It's one of the best on the app. Like if there were an NFT ETF, that would probably be in it. And what they would do is and what they do is, I don't know if they would just buy one. They might have shares of a Miles Morales, because it might be $7,600 right now.
Yeah.
But that's not going to stay that way forever, especially when you have just the collectibles narrative hit. You have OMI that's going to go to the moon because of the metaverse narrative as well. These will likely go, and obviously this is not financial advice, not a financial advisor to any of y'all. But these will likely go for tens of thousands of dollars, if not 6 figures. So what they might do, instead of just having one that somebody could own an ETF, they might have shares of one where you would just own a percentage of it and not one of it itself. Congrats on the miles to Steve-O. Atomic Z06 is nice pickup. Nice. Charlie says, wow, Secret Rare Miles is big boy money. Dr. Stuff says, massive. Congrats, Sanjay. Howard says, let's go. Sketch Live says, congrats. G Money says, nice. Jude says, just finished the Venomized Mighty set. Not quite as epic, but still. I think it's great. I thoroughly enjoy those Venomized Mighties. I enjoy all this stuff. Dude, I found a sub 100 just a Venom, the Venomized thing, literally for like $28. I found a sub 100 Groot the other day for $20. Like y'all are insane. Y'all are tripping if you're selling sub 100 Groots for $20. What's up, Atomic Z06? Nice pickup. Thank you for the.
There you go, guys. I'm done. I finished the set too, so all good, man. That's perfect. That's a beautiful collectible. You know, I always look. You know, I love the Spider-Man SR. You know, it was one of my favorite collectibles. Not this one, the original one. Favorite collectibles. You know, my family, my friends at Comic-Con, a lot of places. I did the whole, you know, with the AR and the video and all that stuff. And I posted it and stuff. I favorite. And then I saw the Miles one. I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I got to do it. I was kept waiting. And I was like, 13K. I was like, you know, there's so many things I can do with 13K. I can go buy something else. And I was like, okay. But the last couple of days, these things have been kind of very cheap, right? So I said, okay, let me just get it, man. I got it. You know, I got to get it.
So out of the other people that weren't on the list of the top 3 buyers, but still bought a bunch of collectibles. Yeah, yes. Mr. Rolex bought 158. You have Stefan 08, which bought 191. Kirby 1988 bought 111. There just seems to be so many people that are buying. What do you think?
Kirby is an amazing guy. Kirby's a comic person.
Yeah, Kirby's awesome.
I think it's a relative of Kirby as well, right? If I'm not mistaken, because I was
really.
I don't know if this person is or not, but I was in Spaces maybe about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and one of Kirby's relatives was on the Spaces, and after the Space, they actually offered me some of their artwork and stuff. So it's feasible that this person might be that same person.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so Kirby's relative is on VeVe, and they have like stuff from Kirby's collection, private collection, and they were doing stuff at the time. I hope they had some sales back then. But there are amazing people on VeVe, man. Yeah. Amazing people. Some of them don't have big collections. Some of them are, you know, maybe have 500 collectibles or 600, but they got like absolute bangers, you know. And so just never underestimate VeVe. You know, never underestimate VeVe. Never underestimate the community. You don't know who the type of people are on this platform. You listen to all these fudders and you think the planet's coming to an end and these, you know, VeVe's dead and whatever. Like, you know, have a nice day, brother. Just you do what you got to do. Yeah, have a nice day.
This is what I would really love. Like, so as far as utility that goes, what do you, outside of the gold silver logo, because I think we have like the best, what type of utility would surprise you, but is doable from an IP? They're like, oh, if you get this super 1 of 3 or 1 of 7 collectible, you could be on set for this movie. We'll have you sign NDAs, or, you know, whether it's Aston Martin or one like Spider-Man, whatever it is. Do you think that's possible, or do you think that's just
Marvel has that? So Marvel Unlimited has that, right? So if you have like not Marvel Unlimited, the Marvel Insider Awards, right? So if you have the points, I think it's if you have 760,000, you know, points, you become eligible to be drawn into a comic. So they make a character out of you and put it in a comic for 700,000 points. So, you know, something like that would be great. Now, that would be amazing, right? So, hey, listen, if you have like 1 million MCP points, we can make you a character in the next freaking, you know, Black Panther or Ultimate Spider-Man comic or whatever. Thank you very much, Truckin' Hank, man. Anybody who has an Miles Morales SR, brother, I'm part of the gang now. So happy to be in it. I'm a huge supporter of VeVe. I'm part of the VeVe fam, and to me, you know, these are all honors. You know, these are all honors, man. I'll always remember the day, man, that I bought my Miles SR on the Randy Chavez channel. I will
June
always
3rd.
remember. I will remember that.
There has been so me and Lori, or it was Lori's idea. I'm just
Yeah,
spreading the word. She
yeah,
had this idea of saying like, "Hey, Randy, you know how like when everything kind of goes to the moon and some people take profits, you want to buy a house, she wants to buy another house, and it's like, what if instead of all of us just buying different houses, what if we all kind of pool the money together and we just owned 1/8 of like 8 houses between like people in the community?" So she's talking about me. She mentioned you, Tina and Rudy, Dr. Profit. I think that would be fun. This way, we all get to own like 1/8 of it. We could stay there whenever we want. What is your idea on that? Do you
You
would
mean
you
buy
call
like a
it?
building with multiple apartments and we
No,
own all
we
of them together? It's
no
kind of like
we
the artwork idea, right? It's like
no
we
we
all own art. We put the art in a
like
common
I would
pool and
buy
we collectively own the whole thing.
I
Right?
would buy a house in New York. She would buy one in Pennsylvania. You would buy one in
Oh, got it, got
Texas.
it, got it. Okay.
And then we all just own one
Yeah,
eighth of all of the houses.
you can do it. I mean, you can create a REIT. I mean, we can create a REIT anytime. I mean, so it's kind of interesting you bring that up, by the way. Randy, by the way, look, dude, so
700 people here. Sorry, go ahead.
okay, first, I'm going to say this for the first time. So, a very, very good friend of mine. Okay, his family is from the Diamond family in India, right? Very, very close, friend of mine, and so they have lots and lots of properties in the U.S. and stuff. So I won't name the franchise, but they've got 2 franchises which they can build to turn over. So essentially, these guys will do the real.
Oh, God, you froze, Mr. MC1. No, he's frozen.
You
Oh, there
okay?
you are. Yeah,
Or-
you were frozen, but
Yeah. Okay. So the way it works is, so there's a franchise which requires a physical location in the building. So, but the franchise, the company is going to give my friend the rights to identifying the land and building the property on it, and then turn it over after 18 months. And so it's a real estate project. And there's the possibility of doing 40, 50 of them, but we'll do one at a time. So it's not a big outlay. So I think each of these is like $1.5 million or 2 million or whatever. Not managed by me. I'll be one of the guys who puts money in it. But what I can do is I can freaking make it open to everybody. I mean, I'll put you guys in touch with the person
okay.
who's kind of doing it. My buddy's the main guy. There's another guy who kind of does all the paperwork and is also involved, and he's sort of the real estate, kind of developer kind of guy. There's another guy.
Yeah.
Both of them have like a lot of real estate. And there's me, and then there's probably a couple other guys who are very well to do who probably join in as well. We don't need anybody from the community for it because between the 5, 6 of us, we'll probably do the project on our own. It doesn't need to be. But if you want to be involved, I can open it up to you, Randy, and whoever else. If you want to hit me up or whatever, I'll have the paperwork for it maybe in about a week or so. I have a meeting coming up in a couple of days on this topic. So there's 2 franchises. So that's one, and then the second one will happen later. But that's another similar type of project. So essentially, it'd be $2 million, one property. We'll build it for 18 months, turn it, flip it. All the profits from that roll into the next project. If somebody wants to pull out, you can. So each deal is a new deal. And if you want to keep rolling, you can keep rolling. Anyway, yeah. I mean, if Lori and you want to go join me on that, if you want to own houses, that's fine too. We can do something else. But this is one that's everything's good to go. Like you really want to do it, we can do it like in 2 weeks time. You guys can.
The reason why we liked it is
with me.
we could all just travel to each other's places, but then we would all co-own it. We can meet. We could do meetups there.
Okay,
Basically,
so you want to do residential? That's fine. Forget about this then. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do this with my friends.
Well,
we don't need to do this with you guys. We can keep it separate. Just don't worry about it. Okay, we'll do some residential stuff similar to that, Randy, if you want. I thought you were going to say you don't have to have a dude. Like, what's the point of owning a place where you go live in it and sharing all this shit, man? Like when you want to live somewhere, you go live wherever you want to, right? This should just be
Oh no,
don't mix.
these wouldn't be our normal houses. These would just
No,
be
I know.
vacation houses.
I know, but even vacation, why do you need that? Just build some properties and rent them out, man. Like, like let's buy like a building with 8 apartments or whatever, co-own all of it, and let people stay there and whatever, man. Like, and then when we want to party, we'll get an Airbnb or VRBO, 8-bedroom or 6-bedroom, whatever you want.
Well,
why we gotta own that place, man?
Son, I just spent like 3 months in Columbus, Ohio, and that's like the fastest growing city in like America. They're building
Really?
hospitals.
Columbus?
Yeah, Columbus, Ohio. It's like so Ohio State football is huge. Like the entire school is huge. They always get bigger things for there. But they're built the amount of new commercial construction, both commercial and residential, is absolutely wild. I would say if you want to try and get something, if you want to do something there, I wouldn't say that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It was own a Spider-Man suit or a Clippers.
Can I do one more shout out, man?
Yeah, of course.
So, okay. So one of the things that, when I went and I kind of literally sat with David and said, look, man, like you got to do more for collectors, this, that, and blah, blah, blah. So look, there's shit that can be done in the app with, MCP and stuff. That takes time, right? Separately, there's a way in which you can start rewarding collectors through Discord. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of Discord. I am now. I mean, I still have my Telegram group and stuff. I'm not saying the greatest thing ever, but join the VeVe Telegram. Discord. Shilling my own shit. So join the VeVe Discord because they're going to do more and more giveaways. So the level 100, there's a channel. In that level 100, they have like 100 gem giveaway once a month or whatever. There's only like hardly 15, 20 guys there. And maybe 3 of them click the button. So one of us gets it, right? I got it last time. But there's also something for master collectors, and there's all these giveaways. But Emoji is building a game in there called, what is it called? Overcook, I think, or something like that. So anyway, I don't know the name of the game. So, but there's going to be lots and lots of giveaways to collectors at different levels and for different types of things. And they're not just like press this button, you get it. They're going to gamify it. So depending on what type of fandom you are, they're going to, I know everybody wants to play a game in VeVeverse, okay? Brother, that will come someday. But you can play the games that are out there right now on Discord, and they'll bring some new ones in, like games. And they're going to give away lots and lots of shit. Lots of stuff, like collectibles, comics, really good stuff, gems. And so it's no longer what it used to be. So if you're not on the VeVe Discord, go join in, number 1. Number 2, find your fandom there, because there's lots and lots of channels. You can get lost. All right, there's Emoji. Okay, can you just flash whatever he said, man? Like, I'm not doing this justice. Okay, what is? Okay, it is called Master Chef. It's called VeVe Master Chef. And it's some kind of a console-based game that you play, and every console has it. And there's teams of 3 people each, and then you have battles, and you got to win a certain number of battles, and then there's like epic prizes and stuff.
Okay.
And Randy, why don't you get Emoji on sometime? If Emoji's typed up something, can you just pull it up on the screen, man? But that'd be pretty amazing. Look, we all want collectors to get rewarded, and we want to make it fun. So this is like here's immediately some money plowed into the community ecosystem,
So what are your thoughts after VeVe had announced that they're going to be at D23? Do you think David and Dan are just going to stay in California for 3 weeks? Or are they going to come to California, San Diego? They're going to go back. They're going to, and then come back.
I don't know these guys, man. Like, I don't know what they do. I've only met them at Comic-Cons and stuff. I know they travel all over the world. I mean, I don't know their kind of, what their style is. I don't know if they, like there's some people who can spend like 6 weeks out of the house kind of thing, right? Like you did. Yeah, you went to freaking Columbus for 3 months and you kind of had a good time. And all that good stuff, right? I don't know how these
I have to
guys
go
roll.
back soon too.
Like personally, I can't stay out of the house for more than like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even the 2 weeks, I gotta have I gotta have a pad, man. Like I need. Yeah.
All right. So for
Both of them.
D23, what are you expecting?
I've never been to a D23. I don't know what's in a D23. Maybe VeVe Magic knows. I'm kind of thinking about it, but look, between D23 and DCon, I'll do DCon because I'm more an art guy and I love Vegas. So I'm
Same.
definitely doing San Diego Comic Con. But by the way, where are you guys staying? Have you guys figured out where you're staying in San Diego?
No, we have not yet.
Okay, so let me do some homework. Where the location is, what's like a good rate and stuff like that, and then I'll hit you guys up. And Dr. Rolex, if you know where I don't know if Rolex is listening or not. But anyway, so if anybody has a recommendation as well, let me know because I've been to San Diego several times. I've stayed in the gas lamp and all that stuff, by the water, all that stuff. I've done that before, but I just don't know, like Comic-Con time, what's a good place to stay and all that good stuff, right? So anyway, if anybody has some ideas and stuff, let me know. And then maybe a bunch of us can book our, stays and stuff, and we can stay together, man, like in one area.
Yeah, I do have so I have to go back to Columbus at some point. I have to go to South Carolina for something, San Diego Comic-Con in July, and then I have to go to India at some point as well.
I told you I'm coming with you to India, right?
Yes. I have to ask. I mean, it should be fine. I just have to wait. There's so many moving parts here. I've been stressed.
No, don't worry about it. I mean, I don't need to stay with your royal friend, man. I can stay in my own royal friend's house. You know what I mean?
Oh no, you could by all means come. Yeah, we just have to wait for certain things to clear before we go. But
yeah, don't worry about
it. For D23, I won't be able to go because I have a Lindsey Sterling concert in New York that I'm pumped about. But yeah, DCon in Vegas. I'm going
do you know
to that.
Lindsey Sterling?
I don't know her. I'm going to introduce myself though, and I'm gonna. So
yes,
I'm gonna tell her about two things.
Vegas.
One is that I'm gonna ask her how much it would be for a private concert because when OMI reaches X amount, it might be for the it might be for the Gold Logo group.
Okay.
So I'll see for that, and then the other thing I'll be like, I'll ask her to come on the podcast because I love her. So and that would just be
awesome.
Awesome. But Osman said, "Are you going to Vegas?" Yeah.
Yes, I will be at Vegas. Yes. I used to live in Las Vegas, so I love Las Vegas. I used to live in Summerlin, and I played blackjack at almost every casino there. Old Las Vegas, all of them.
Can you count?
I played at all of them, man. All of the casinos, you name it, man. The MGM, Mirage, Paris, Wynn, Encore, all of them. Like I played every casino. I played, blackjack or something there. I've eaten at a lot of places there. It's also changed now, I love the Ghost Bar, man. It's just off the Strip in the Palms. Yeah. I don't know if they changed the name of that place or not now, but I love that place. And then I love the Waldorf as well. The one that's right next to I think it was the Mandarin Oriental, right next to the Aria. That's a pretty nice place too. So. Man, Vegas is so beautiful, man.
I love Vegas. I stayed at the Venetian last time. It's what you said. You play blackjack. Do you count?
I mean, I've tried. I'm not very good at it, but yeah. I do the +1, -1 for sure. I mean, and I try to play the 4-card kind of decks and the 2-card decks and stuff.
Yeah. So it's going to be Osman's first time in the U.S. We're gonna get him fudged up.
Osman. You be ready to have your mind blown, brother.
Yeah.
And I heard, so the party is being thrown, the VeVe, party is being thrown by our friend Kid Arcade. Now that man knows how to party. He has a wild side, I'll tell you that.
Be careful, you'll be surrounded by casinos. What's up, Omi Daily Burn? How's it going?
Yeah, man. ODB, man. Amazing guy. I love this guy, man. Guy. Follow this guy, man. His work is amazing. Thank you for everything you do, ODB. Some of us just move him out, but he does the work. He's an amazing guy. Yeah. Love ODB.
Yeah, we love him. He's the best. He's great. So now that Blackpink Week is over, what do you have left? Did you keep any of the black cards, or did you burn all of them for the collectibles?
No, I have all of them, brother. I got 4 of each card. One of them I might have 3, and I burnt one for the pink and silver ones. I didn't get any of the gold and silver. I mean, 2 of the days I was working, I just didn't have time. 2 of the days I couldn't get it. I tried, but I couldn't get it. But yeah, so no, I remember you thought it was really about cooking. Yeah, I thought it was about cooking. I'm like,
Ready to cook?
Yeah, I really thought it was about cooking, man. And I still thought it was about cooking till kind of today when Emoji explained it to me. He's like, "Oh, you should join." I'm like, "I've not cooked in 25 years, man. Like, my wife doesn't let me cook. Like, I tried cooking for her, like, when we were dating once, and that was the last time I actually cooked for us. The last time. She will not let me cook, man. She will not let me cook. And so I've not cooked in 25 years, but I love eating. So,
dude, Lori took me to these incredible. We traveled throughout all of Pittsburgh on our stomachs. We just
this
everywhere
time,
like the last 72 hours. Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Yeah.
Yeah. It was wow. Ice cream. We went to I don't know how many different restaurants. Had pizza a couple times. Had a lot to drink. It was nice.
Yeah.
Fun son asked, why'd you leave Vegas?
Oh, brother. Somebody had to drag my ass out of Vegas, man. Like, I had to go. You can't live there for that long, man. Like, I used to play lots of blackjack, man. Lots of blackjack. I just lost my dad, So my dad had passed. I was new in town, and I was working there. I had work. And so and I didn't have that many friends and stuff, right? So at the time, I was just like, okay, screw it. I'm going to go and sit and, like, it was my escape. And then I started playing blackjack, and then I started winning, and then I started putting more money, then I started losing. And then I started just having a really good time, and people kind of knew who I was, and I had like status and shit. But anyway, I got another job, and a year later, I was like, okay, it's time to leave Vegas, man. But I go back for New Year's quite often.
Yeah.
I go back.
Yeah, totally a big foodie.
Village,
I'm also...
brother, Village. Like, I'm coming to Florida, by the way. So seriously, this is not like bullshit talk, real talk. The first level 100 dinner, I think, is going to be in Florida, man, because Colonel Sants is there, Grubba's there, Rolex is there. I don't know who else is there, but and I'll come out. I go to Florida quite a bit to play golf anyway, so we can. Village we'll have to, brother. You'll have to hook us up. So I'm quite the foodie as well. So we'll do something.
Great. You'll get to. Well, I think you met Ernie last in New York anyway, but he's level 100 now, so we'll see him in San Diego.
Oh, love it. And we'll do something for the level 100 in San Diego as well. I'm looking. There's another guy called Scary Sea Monster. He's on the West Coast.
He's a beast.
Yeah, I'll have to kind of look at that list again. Who else is there? I'm trying to get Prophet to come. Prophet says he can't do San Diego. I'm trying to get him to come out.
We'll
brother, my pleasure, man. Love it. Love it, man. Love it.
Prophet will come to New York, though.
For sure. He will be in New York. So that'll be pretty fun. So New York will probably be the biggest because, a lot of the Europeans come out. A lot of the Europeans come out to New York as well. And that's a done deal, man. That's a very big deal. New York. Okay, Village. We're set, brother. We're set. And it's going to happen soon because my brother Grubba was a little unhappy. So I'm going to have to, catch up with him. We're going to do something. I don't know if Grubba's watching or not, but yeah, man, we'll do something.
He might. I mean, there's like 800 people here, so he might be. He's probably one of the ones.
Steve was also pretty high. Steve was level 100, close to level 100, 100.
No, he said he's level 56.
56. Oh, okay.
So
we'll do something for everybody. There'll be something else, man.
Oh, there's always. I mean,
we'll do something else. We'll it won't be just one. We'll do like a level 100 one, and we'll do one for just the fam. We'll all hang out, man. We'll party. We'll party in Florida.
I'm in. There is in the last video that My Collectibles and Old Rhubarb did, David had a little clip where he announced D23.
I saw that.
And in the background, he has Street Fighter there. He's got a little book. I think that's something that might have been a little bit of a tease. Do you Street Fighter? Did you play that back in the day?
I didn't play Street Fighter, no, but I'm curious to kind of. I know what it is. Oh, Andre Jake lives in Los Angeles. I'd love to meet Andre. Andre is part of the VeVe Gold
He should
logo
be.
group.
Yeah, he should be in San Diego. Him and
Okay,
Pro the Doge. They should be in San Diego.
I look forward to meeting them. Randy, I don't know them personally, but obviously they're in the group. I'd love to meet them and talk to them and stuff like that. I mean, I look. If I'm Andre and Pro the Doge, I would be active in the Ecomi SR group because it's all freaking crypto guys in there who bought OMI. Well, shit. If you bought Bitcoin, you may be considered, like a crypto guy. But if you bought freaking OMI, you're definitely a crypto guy. To find your way to OMI, there's like that'd be a great. It'd be good to connect with these guys and have them play a more active role. They're in the gold logo group, but we need to get them into the. Randy, you hear me here, man? Like we got to get them into the Ecomi SR group.
I will at some point. We just gotta. When I get Pro the Doge on around the Ecomi verse, or not around the Ecomi verse, so I get him on the.
She's so awesome. I love your stuff. So she's putting some amazing pictures from Disney on X, and I love watching them. It brings such a smile to my face, man. Such a smile to my face.
Yeah, Yosef's so cool. She's so chill. I love her. But yeah, we'll get Pro the Doge on the new OMI is my homie channel. Me, and Dr. Stuff been doing that, and then we'll get after him. Then we'll get Andre. Andre's just a little bit busier. So it is now Monday. You had Metaverse Life that said he had a big announcement today, and what he announced was that he's said, "Hey guys, sorry I've been disconnected for a while, but I'm launching season 2 of Collectors at Heart very soon, European edition."
That's awesome.
Who do you want him to interview? Who's like the one that you want to hear from the most on that show?
A lot of people, Prophet, Josh, right? Josh is right. Brit friend. Naked Whale is an amazing guy. VeVe Meister, Fanny Carbonell, Felix and his brother, really patient hodler. Zeus77, if he can get that interview. I don't know if he knows Zeus7. Zeus is in the top 10 wallets on VeVe. He's like a amazing guy, man. He's just like very special guy. He lives in London. It'd be good to get him. Who else, man? Bunch of people. We have so many amazing collectors. Oh, Tails. Tails is so amazing. Tails is so brilliant. You have to have Tails. Tails' creativity is out of the world. And then Falcon, Mr. Falcon is amazing as well. 101 Pop and those guys, they're always fun to talk to, And Jeg's part of the VeVe community. He lives in Switzerland, I think. He would be another great guy to chat with. Swen and his friends, they're fun. They're very fun. Who else, man? Like we have the VeVe fam in Europe, man. Going to Auxerre was amazing. I obviously met some of them in New York, but to go and meet them in Europe was amazing. I would do that again. I would go to any event in Europe. I'd give up a US event to go to Europe to hang out with these guys.
That's well, we could do that. Whether it's later this year, early next year, whenever.
Okay, this man put me in a real dilemma.
Oh.
Yeah. So he wins an award. All right. So I got to send him something on PayPal or something like that. And I said, give me your ID. And so he says, there's something with mass murders in it. I'm like, how can I use my PayPal to pay somebody with the account mass murders? Then I'm thinking, okay, shit, I'm sending him only 50 or 100. This is doing Blackpink Week. Then I'm thinking, okay, it's only 50 or 100 bucks. Nobody's going to believe that, this guy's going to do a mass murder for 50 or 100 bucks. So maybe that's all right. Brother, next time, I'm not paying out if you send me that ID. You got to send me a better. Because my wife checks the shit, man. Like, she will kick my ass. She will kick my ass. And I don't want red flags with my wife. I just do not, like, Touch wood, brother. I've been flying below the radar with all these things, and I do not want to get red flagged.
It's amazing. Mass murder's
That's funny
laughing.
though. That's funny though. It's funny shit.
Sagittarius saying, good morning,
Oh,
guys.
he's an awesome dude too. Loves
Just
Sagittarius.
woke up. Glad to catch you guys. Yeah. I think that's, when do you prefer to watch people? When you wake up and you're still like snuggling, or like when you're going to bed, or in the middle of the day?
What do you mean? Watch people?
Yeah, like on VeVe. Like, do you watch when you watch YouTubers or you listen to a space? You prefer to do that as soon as you wake up?
Yeah, no, morning's more reading time. I don't watch in the morning. I read in the morning. I absorb a
Okay.
lot of reading in the morning. In the middle of the day, I catch different YouTube. So, when I have a break, right? So I work. I mean, I'm doing some private equity type work. So I have a meeting, I take a little break, I get my cup of coffee, and I'm like, I'll catch it. And I don't always watch it, all in one shot too. Even like if it's a half an hour or 45 minutes or 1 hour stream, I'll probably watch 20 minutes, break, and then, kind of come back later in the day, finish it, come back later in the day, finish it. And sometimes that kind of, just watch 20 minutes or 40 minutes or something, because I want to catch different kind of things going around. And by the way, I mean, I'm giving away a VeVe Gold logo as well, right, at the end of June to the MVP, to someone. I don't know who I'm going to pick, but it's going to be somebody who has contributed in terms of content or, all those kind of things, who really makes a difference. It's somebody with a lot of heart, somebody who has a lot of talent, and somebody who really makes a difference in the lives of people. And I'm big about that, man. Like, I don't, all the other shit I don't care about. So, but that's why I watch a lot of content too. And I'm actually watching a lot of international content as well, different multiple languages. Just the Frog, right? All these guys, like he's in French and stuff like that. A lot of other people, man. So I follow lots and lots of content. I'll just kind of see it, how many people are coming in, what's the conversation, how much content was created, what's the message, how inspiring is the message. And I mean, it's not just YouTube. I mean, I also look at like X, and I don't do TikTok, so that's kind of the missing link. I've been looking at Facebook, a lot of stuff. But yeah, but anyway, but just to answer your question,
Cool. Matt Mars wanting to buy more gold logos. Yeah, when OMI to NFT comes and OMI goes up a bit, I'm gonna have an issue where I'm gonna be spending a lot of my OMI. Yeah. Keep you posted
the
with
gold
that.
and silver logo I bought, somebody, somebody was listing for 3.5 or 3.6 and 4K or whatever. I just bought those. And so then it, the price is like 6.5 or something. I can buy it. Why don't I just let it fall to whatever price, and then, maybe pick up more.
Oh, you got frozen again. I feel like every hour we lose you. Every day we step further away from God's light. Andre, I would, if you can hear me, restart the internet and then come back. Either way, let's get to another comment. Dirk Latte. See, Sanjay's got a bit more money than I do, so I don't know if that's going to be something that I'm going to be able to get right away. We're going to have to wait for OMI to NFT or for OMI to go up, whichever or. But the thing is, the secret rare Miles Morales is going to be one of those things that's likely going to be worth tens of thousands, if not six figures. So it's going to be hard to go and justify that. Like now it's fine. Okay. $8,000, however much that is, cool. But if you go on and you say, okay, it's $50,000, okay, that's a down payment on a house. That's a trophy Pokemon card. There's just so many other different things that you could do with $50,000. So, and again, that's if it only goes to that. It could very well do $70,000 or $100,000 or more. Or look to 10K. Yeah. Again, OMI to NFT comes. I'll likely get another one. Joe's a gold and silver logo. I mean, I know a couple of the UFC fighters, so I'll keep you posted. Sanjay's YouTube resetting connection every hour. Yeah, I know. I get that every like 12 hours, but I guess Sanjay's got it on.
Hey, Randy, sorry, man. There's like a big storm here, and so
Oh.
there was like they're probably restoring power to other places, and
Yeah.
so sometimes they change it, on and off. And I have like solar, so power, so I Like I don't feel it to my connection, but the internet gets affected and stuff. But anyway, it's probably time for me to wrap up because the connection's
Yeah,
pretty
we could end it here. It's we have 873 people watching, so that is a nice
awesome. Great.
Yeah.
That's
Good
great,
time.
man. It's good to hang out with you, Randy. We love chatting. You're pretty well connected. I'd love to tune in and find out some stuff from you.
Thanks for suggesting we do this. I couldn't do it around the Ecomi verse today because I was traveling. I just got back. So I wasn't gonna, but thanks for this. This was fun. I always love doing it with that poor choice of words. I always enjoy streaming with you, and I always.
Well, it's fun talking to everybody too. Hopefully, you guys got a sense for, if you got the early part of the stream, you got all the other stuff out of the way. In terms of master collectors and all that other stuff. But yeah, man, good stuff, and looking forward to a great June and also a good July. There's a lot of good stuff coming.
It's going to be a great rest of the year. Thank you to the 884 that are watching. I love you all. Class dismissed. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi.